Who got into business because they wanted to have more freedom? Yeah, how's that fucking working for you? The reason we laugh is it's quite a funny joke, because the reality is we got into business to have more freedom when we get everything else but. You know, we convince ourselves we have freedom, but only because we can do what we want, but the reality is what we want is a lot more than what we bargained for. And the reason we get everything else but more freedom, because we don't scale. Scaling is where the freedom comes in, because you actually start leveraging your time by bringing other people into the business. You have to start thinking, how do I duplicate myself? And I understand how big a challenge it is, because so many business owners don't want to scale because they don't want either the responsibility or the attention that is required when you start having to lead people. Because when you have people work for you, they start to look up for you. And for some people, that's a lot of fucking pressure. And this is a bit of a mental hump for some people to get past. Because a lot of people, when they first start making money in business, what do you think they want to do with that money? You know, they want to spend it on things that they don't need to impress people that they don't know and go into debt that they can't afford. That's typically how it goes. Who's seen this, right? It's quite prevalent. But what a lot of people don't realize is that that money in the early stages of business is really required for you to reinvest. Reinvest back into the business, in most cases in the form of, you know, systems, training, in some cases hardware, but most importantly, talent. Because for those of you that want real freedom from your business, you've got to get more people into your business to be working for you so that you can actually step back and work above the business and be creative. Does this make sense? It actually takes time to be creative. You need a little bit of time and you need a little bit of space to start thinking laterally, because if we're fighting fires constantly, you're in active mode, you're not in creative mode. It's a very different mode. And this is where, and I'm not kidding when I say this, and I've been doing this for a long time, I would say 90 to 95% of businesses actually fail in the first 3 years before they've failed, because they get to a point where they're making $100,000, $150,000, $200,000, and then they start to cruise. Because here's the philosophy, and this is what I've learned. If you can take everything above the cost of living and you reinvest it back into your business for the first 5 to 10 years, in the next 5 to 10 years, you'll have a fucking ATM that will just spit money at you whenever you want.
Your business can take your time, but it can't take your freedom.